Okay, we're going to do the normal map for our barrel now. And this one won't take long. I'm going to hop over to Photoshop again. And I'm going to close that because that one's already been done. And we'll open up the diffuse texture for this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a grayscale by desaturating it so we get rid of the color information. I'm going to jump over here to my adjustments, and under brightness and contrast I'm going to make it a little bit brighter, and I'm going to dump the contrast down a little bit. This will kind of give me a base structure to start basing my normal maps on. And I'm going to get rid of some of this information, like right here. I don't really need this lost my train of thought. I don't need this dark area here. And so I'm going to clone that out because the normal map, I want it to just go on height information, not shadowed information. So I'm just going to clone this out. I don't have to be particularly careful about it. There we go. So that's all cloned out. I'm going to leave this where it is. Next thing I'm going to do is make a new layer. And I'm going to use white to paint over these beveled areas again that we've been dealing with all along. There we go. And I'm going to blur those. And since they're in their own layer, when I blur them, it won't blur everything else. Now I want those to blend in, so I'm going to use color dodge and knock the fill amount down just so they start to blend in a little bit. And that's going to allow some of this underlying grunge to come out and make them look a little bit bumpy and not so perfect. Okay, and this last piece here, I'm going to tackle this little cap that I've got here. I'm going to fill that in with white. And we're going to go to color dodge. We're going to drop the fill down on it. There we go. Just so it bumps up a little bit. And now we should have the basis for what will end up being a pretty good normal map here. We've got a lot of grayscale information, so all of these little bumps and all will be normal mapped, at least a little bit. I'm going to flatten this. Well, actually, I guess I've already saved these as Photoshop file, so I'm going to go ahead and flatten this. And then I'm going to go to Filter. Here's my NVIDIA tools. Again, if you don't have these, you have to go to the NVIDIA website and you need to download the NVIDIA DDS Photoshop tools, and that will, once you install them, that will give you this filter. It will not be there if you don't go and get the free plugin from the NVIDIA. It's www.nvidia.com website. And then you can install them and you'll have this. Okay, and now we're all set. I'm putting it on 3x3. I've got a scale of 8. Everything else is the same. And I'm going to say OK. That's going to convert this to a normal map. You'll see it's really too bumpy right now. So I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, Surface Blur. And with these settings, that's going to blur my normal map enough so it gets rid of some of that sharp detail that I don't want. And then I would save this. I've already saved one. But I would save this. Now over in Max, I'm going to cover this one up. That's the one I just did. Here's my map with just my diffuse and my specular. I'm going to go to Bump, and then Normal Bump. That's how we get the normal map to work. Normal, where it says None, we want a bitmap, and then we will select our normal map. I've saved it as a TIFF in this case, but you can save it as whatever you want that will work. TGAs will work as well. And I'm going to say Open. And now my normal map's actually applied. If I drag this over, we'll replace what's already on there, and we'll render this, and you'll see that we end up with a bumpier surface here And these raised areas will look a little bit more raised and catch the highlight once we render it. You can also see a highlight here around my cap. So our barrel is slowly coming around. We now have our diffuse specular and normal map attached to it. And we'll continue working on it.